The regular season's rapidly coming to a close, and with that comes some added drama. Mountain West Conference action brings it to a madhouse inside ExtraMile Arena, where the Nevada Wolfpack come to town to score off with the Boise State Broncos. Taking a peek at the conference standings right now, Boise State is the pace car at 14-2. One game after this, and it's against the number 2 Colorado State Rams. Hello, everyone, with Richie Schuler. I'm David Gascon. Thanks for joining us tonight. Richie, March is here, and that means all kinds of pressure as it mounts as we get towards the conference tournament.
And I love it. This is fun. Coach Leon Rice is probably his best team, and a chance to clinch the outright championship on their home court. It's going to be packed tonight.
All-time stakes here tonight as we take a peek at the starting lineups on both these sides. First off for Boise State, Richie, they get a big boost. Emmanuel Acott returns after a handful of games off.
And Marcus Shaver's been outstanding. 27 points at UNLV just a game ago. And beforehand, he had scored 28 against Nevada the first time these two teams played. This has been a lot of fun. But keep an eye on Nevada's number 25, Grant Sherfield. He can score at will in all 5 areas. And he controls and manages the game so well as a point guard.
We had a chance to speak with head coach Leon Rice of Boise State. And the first thing we said when it comes to Marcus Shavers, he's been playing great basketball, but they have to worry about Sherfield. Opening tip-off control by the road team, and this thing is underway. Nevada going from left to right on your screen, Boise State from right to left.
Well, Nevada's going to have to play through this noise. This arena is loud. Expect to see them run a lot of ball screens and let their great perimeter players make some plays going downhill.
See if they can get off early on for Nevada. They've had some lapses in recent weeks. There's Baker, the big man, into the post, left hand sweeping hook shot. That rolls in and out. Tough break for him. Rebound for Acott, and back comes Boise State. Boise State took care of UNLV the other night. 86-76 was the final score. A blistering start from Marcus Shaver in that contest. He had 15 at the end of the first half.
Well, I like the way they play. They have multiple guys that can play the point guard spot, including him right there, Acott, who's playing at 6'8", running the point guard spot. But look at this defense right away.
Armouche, and he gives it up, though, right back to Coleman. Underneath, scoop feed to Baker. It's a turnover. Acott in pursuit. There's Shaver, 3-on-2. Armouche, top of the key to Acott. But his last 3 games after an injury that kept him out for a little while, progressively gotten better. Points and also minutes per game. Degenhart, freshman of the year, possibly. That one off the mark. 0 for 2 early on as Boise State from downtown.
I think when you play and you start a game, you're just kind of feeling things out, get those nerves out, see how everybody's going to play, see how the refs are going to officiate. And see, that's the problem for Nevada. They're traditionally, Steve Alford's teams are usually excellent three-point shooting teams. This team, an average three-point shooting team, but they've got to make more shots to win here in Boise.
Only 35% from downtown this season. Acott trying his luck again for 3. Yes. Big return. You look at it progress over the last 3 games. 4 points against San Diego State, 3 against Utah State, and the other night against UNLV, he had 9. Love that to be a big factor once the conference tournament comes in just about a week.
Boise State has to handle the dribble penetration. See how they got in the paint there? So good at getting in the paint, drawing fouls, kicking out to open shooters. You just got to convert on some of these shots.
Baker going to have to hurry with 5 to go. Rims in and out again for him. Try using glass. Armouche with a defensive rebound. Boise State been active. One of the best teams in the nation defensively. In fact, top 10 at number 10. Armouche off the dribble against Baker. First one, no. Second one, wow. Maybe. Yes.
So strong and physical. I wouldn't want to get in front of Mladen. Armouche.
Armouche making his 30th start of the season in 30 games. Averaging just about 7 points per game on the year. Another bad pass intercepted. Here's Shaver. One-on-one, straight back the other way. Misses on that one. Defensive rebound by Coleman and a takeaway by Shaver. Degenhart thought about it. Into the key, nearly traveled. Armouche again. Offensive reset. Acott with a shot clock reading at 15. Boise State 23-6 on the year, and that'll be an offensive foul. Hometown faithful do not like the call, Richie.
Yeah. The crowd's going to let the referees hear any call that goes against Boise State tonight. But I like Acott backing a Sherfield down. A major size advantage for Acott. Just a little bit too much English in Sherfield. The heads he played, the veteran taking the charge.
Boise State with their record at 14-2. Capturing another 20-win season for Leon Rice. That's now 9 during his tenure. Baker Back into the key. The southpaw shoots and he scores at first points of the ball game for Nevada, and they badly needed it.
And I really like how Baker, his footwork down there. He turns and faces up. He's got a plethora of moves around the basket. He missed the first two, but they almost went down. He's a weapon, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Nevada go down inside to him quite a bit tonight.
Runner into the lane, got the shooter's touch is Marcus Shaver. And he continues to come. He's averaging 14 points a game this season for Boise State. Loose ball, another turnover.
Look at this. He's so good at. They're so. I mean, how many turnovers have they forced now? 4 or 5 turnovers just in the half court.
Shaver with a little screwball pass to Armouche working outside. Kijab hasn't taken a shot just yet. Shaver will pull up near the elbow. He hit the deck. Ball volleyed around. That one's going to be controlled nicely by Blackshear. Nevada's got 4 turnovers right now. Boise State just the 1. They're an Achilles heel this season for Nevada. Wolfpack sitting at 12 and 15, 6 and 10 in conference play for Steve Alford. Cambridge outside. Coleman launches a 3. Not good. Battles in and out of the cylinder. Baker with the offensive rebound. Sherfield looking at the gun, going baseline against Armouche. Sweet pass underneath though. Blackshear a little too tough to handle. Here comes Acott again. No numbers. Acott working skip pass outside. Kijab lines it up for a 3.
Only 5 minutes in, and the crowd's going crazy.
Bonkers as they got inside ExtraMile Arena. 10-2 is the score. Kijab had 23 the other night on 8 of 12 from the field against UNLV. Baker trying to get things close, and he does.
You got to appreciate Baker, right? Knocks it down on the inside, knocking threes down on the outside. He's 7 feet tall, 245 pounds, the Texas transfer. With so many weapons on both these teams, Nevada just haven't been clicking as of late. They got talent, though. A lot of interruptions this year, a lot of difficulties throughout the course of the season. Boise State's maintained a lot of health most of the season. Done a great job pushing forward.
Sherfield going to work, attacking that shot blocked by Degenhardt. There was a sea of Boise State Broncos that were there, though, to intercept that. Acott, baseline, working hard. Woo, something serious. How's that for a return for Emmanuel Acott? Sherfield off the dribble, pulls it back out. Baker again, looking for 8. Didn't get the bounce. Baker's got 5 points so far. He had 4 all of last game against Wyoming in 15 minutes.
See, Boise State, they've always traditionally been an up-tempo team. But when defense stops them, they do a great job of getting in their half-court stuff. They got a lot of weapons. They spread the floor. They take it to you. They have shooters. And they've got inside post play.
Kijab, patient against Sherfield. It's a complete mismatch into the key. No, but 2 free throws coming his way, and it's all home team so far. Boise State looking for a Mountain West Conference title tonight with a win, and they're on a good pace so far. They are up 12-5 over Nevada. We'll be back. Last time Boise State and Nevada got together was back on January the 12th. Boise State traveled to Reno to take on the Worldpac, and it was their first game in over 2 weeks. And Nevada's first in 11 days. I'll tell you what, Richie, it was all the road team. Marcus Shaver poured in 28 points. Emmanuel Acott, not to be outdone, he also added 23 as well. Grant Sherfield, I mean, he had his hands full. He did all he could. He had 26. Not enough, though. Boise State won 85-70. They shot a blistering 50% from the field in that game.
So balanced. I mean, that's the thing about Boise State is in almost every single statistical category, they're better than their opponent. You know, one area of weakness that they have, if you call it a weakness, it's not terrible, but as a team, they're 64% from the free throw line. Other than that, they're ahead in just about every single category over their opponents.
Leon Rice, as you saw him right there, 12th season as the head coach, Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year back in 2014-2015. So that free throw is good by Kijab. 240 victories during his time, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon.
Well, you know, you talk about that 2014-15 season. That's the last time they won a share of the Mountain West Conference Championship. They won a share with San Diego State and went on to the NCAA tournament. But tonight, they got a chance to win this thing outright Should be the first time, since 1987-88, since they've won an outright conference title. They've won a lot of shares, but an outright conference title, first time since the late 80s.
Sweet pass underneath. Out of the timeout, Warren Washington. Washington's a bit banged up. You see the tape on his right hand. Dislocated 2 fingers falling down a couple weeks ago. And yeah, to Richie, your point, when they're in the Big Sky, winning that title back in 1988, a long time ago. Key jab back into the key, scores it. 9-point lead, and it just doesn't look like Nevada has the defense to keep up with the Broncos tonight.
I would agree with that. You know, great things happen on offense when you get the ball inside the paint. Bad things happen when you're on defense and somebody else gets the ball inside the paint. You have to keep it out of there in the defensive end. And it seems like Boise State's getting in there an awful lot.
Blackshear into the key, off window.
Well, Blackshear is a player. He's a junior now, transferred from Florida Atlantic, but he's a guy they feel very strongly about. You know, I was talking to assistant coach Corey Barnett, who thought that Blackshear could be a pro if he could just improve that three-point shot. Could be a really good player for him.
Milner called for the illegal screen. 12 minutes to go here in this first half. Boise State's got the advantage. They're up by 7. The only time Boise State won the Mountain West Conference Championship back in 2014-2015. Broncos went 24-7 that season, including 14-4 in conference play. Good enough to share it with San Diego State. Derek Marks that season led the team, Richie, 19.6 per game. Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. They made the top 25. As you see the conference accolades and what they've done, you have to go all the way back to the 88-89 campaigns. The Big Sky, but man, Big West, the WAC, and now here we are in the Mountain West. Moving some furniture around a little bit.
I like that. I like that, moving around some furniture. Never heard that expression before. I like that. It's pretty good.
Appreciate that.
A lot of success in Boise State basketball history. Leon Rice has been outstanding for 12 years. And I think this is likely his best team. You can make an argument on that, but he is, you know, win tonight, wins it outright. His team right now has 7 steals. 7 steals. That's playing some great defense here in the early going.
Yeah, part of the reason for that is they can thank Matt Bradley for San Diego State. Dude lit up Wyoming last night with 30.
Matt Bradley, what a player. What a player he's been.
He has been fantastic for the Aztecs. They're in the top 10 in defensive efficiency as well.
Seems to be an annual thing for the Aztecs, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Since the days of Steve Fisher on the Montezuma. Sherfield into the lane. He scores with good ease against Acott. Sherfield averaging not only 18.5 points per game, but he's been dynamite with the assists. Nearly 7 a clip. So he's a two-way player, too, for head coach Steve Alford.
So Nevada comes out in a zone defense. And see, you get an offensive rebound. You get more offensive boards in a zone defense because you're blocking out an area, not necessarily a man.
Give and go action. Smith outside, key jab, launches a 3 and hits a 3. Key jab's in double-digit scoring. He's got 10, 3 of 3 from the field on senior night.
It's exactly what you want to have happen when you're a senior, man. You want to go out with a bang. Let the home crowd see it for the last time. Look at the dig-in defense by Max Rice, and then the contest shot.
Foster for 3. Nice response by Daniel Foster, the sophomore, making his 28th appearance of the season. Doesn't see a lot of time, in fact. Only averaging a couple points per game. Scored 4 the other night against Wyoming.
So this is a 1-3-1 defense. So the corners are often open. If you can move the ball and hit an open shooter in the corner, that's how you can get a lot of great looks against a 1-3-1.
So Nevada needs some stops. Their offense has woken up a little bit. They've hit their last 4 shots. Rice for 3. Back iron stays out. Foster with the rebound. Back comes Sherfield. Grant going to be in contention for the Conference Player of the Year. Those accolades will be coming to somebody that will be playing here tonight. Sherfield baseline 18-footer. Didn't get the bounce, but a nasty putback and a beautiful one at that by Washington.
Tell you, you referenced his hand injury. They really missed him for 8 games. He came back and had a double-double immediately. You can see why. It's hard to block out. He's long, and he's so good in the pick and roll, man. He sets a ball screen. He's already there for an alley-oop pass in the roll.
Acott didn't get the roll. Yeah, Washington at 7 foot tall, 215 pounds. Foster, sweet bounce pass again for Washington. Back-to-back sequences, and Leon Rice does not like it. He wants to call a timeout.
Washington is so long. He's athletic. Great timing on this missed shot. He knows when to go up and get it and finish strong. He's 7 feet tall, slim, but he's agile. You see him get around a defender inside the post, gets underneath it, little power dribble, and he just goes up and hammers it home.
Yeah, Warren Washington out of Escondido, California, transferred from Oregon State. Steve Alford, as you see him right there, the head coach of Nevada. I guess he's the kryptonite, right, for Boise State. All time in his career, he's 8 up and 2 down. He was 4-0 at New Mexico, and so far with Nevada, he's 4-2.
Oh, wow. And you know what? You're talking 2 of the top 3 winningest coaches in Mountain West history. That man right there, Steve Alford, we had a great conversation with him today. And on the other side, Coach Leon Rice. Very successful coaches. You know, he had a great run at UCLA, Southwest Missouri State, now Missouri State. You mentioned New Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Just San Diego State, New Mexico would go back and forth when he was there. Shaver straight away for 3. Not good. Washington with the rebound. Sherfield on the left side to Foster. Foster went up, and he hits the deck. Bodies colliding. And Foster will get 2 free throws coming his way.
So I really like, and I hate to see a player injured on the ground, but I appreciate how Daniel Foster just made a great move. He's like a Swiss Army knife type player. Great pass by Sherfield. But watch the little hesitation and kind of looked like a little Euro step he was trying to make. Got his defender in the air. That's good for 2 free throws.
And Shaver banged up right now. That's a hard foul, and they're going to look at it. And it's under review. But Shaver going down with that contact. This, all things considered, is the healthiest that Boise State has been this year. And earlier today, we put Leon Rice on his heels a little bit because I asked him candidly, is this the best starting 5 in the conference?
Yeah. What did he say?
Said he felt that way, yeah.
Yeah, I know. A lot of times it's exactly what you just said. Health. A team that stays healthy will be the best team in the end. And great coaching staff. The great thing about Boise State is they've got 3 assistant coaches that have all been head coaches and successful at the collegiate level as head coaches, right?
Yeah.
So, that's one great aspect, but they continue to get better, so they always peak at the end. But you can't peak if you're not healthy. This team has not only gotten better because they're well coached throughout the course of the program's history, but at the same time, they're also doing a great job of keeping their players healthy and keeps them on the floor late in seasons like this.
Yeah, speaking of healthy, both these teams have gone through patches of not only being banged up, but then also struck with COVID as they ruled a common foul. Nevada in particular, we were speaking with a couple of their personnel. Aaron Juarez, their sports information director, John Ramey, the voice of Nevada Wolfpack Athletics, and they went 40 days playing only in a handful of games. That's unacceptable, but you can't do anything about it because of COVID.
It's frustrating. Yeah, Nevada, they had an issue with one of their players, A.J. Brahma. They dismissed him from the team. They went on a little winning spree. And they had a long COVID pause where 7 of their 9 games were canceled.
Yeah.
And then more pauses in the league happened. And then they've had injury battles. So, Nevada, despite the record, they're talented. They just haven't had continuity throughout the course of the year. And it plays a major impact on your squad.
You see the score. Nevada, their first lead tonight. They're on a 9-0 run over the last minute and a half. So we get the response. Dagenhart straight away again, lines it up for 3, short on it, is yet to connect. He's 0 of 3 from the field, 0 of 2 from downtown. Dagenhart, a 9-time Mountain West Conference Freshman of the Year, Freshman of the Week. He's just been fantastic week in and week out. Another 3-pointer on the way. This one from Himes, volleyed around, picked up by Foster. Second chance opportunity here for Nevada.
Look how they go inside of the big man here. One-on-one. Great defense. Wow. The freshman.
Only yielding 60 points a game this season is Boise State. And he goes up, he scores it, plus the foul. Well, that wiped away a drought. It was nearly 3 minutes without a basket for Boise State as we go back to it.
There's Emmanuel Aycott going to his left, going middle, turning the corner and using his length to finish with his right hand. You know, he's so difficult to guard because of his length, because of his speed. Look at that quick step. You know, he can do some things in the paint with his back to the basket, but he can knock down outside shots. He can hit mid-ranges off the bounce, and he can also close in on you and finish like that. That's what makes him so good. He can score at all 3 levels.
Aycott this season, only 59% from the charity stripe, but he knocks that home. It's a 2-point lead for Boise State, 22-20. 8 minutes to play here in this opening half. Boise State wins tonight. They win the conference regular season crown outright. If they don't, Colorado State will be licking their chops. Baseline foul on Armouche. She forced him out. Under 8 minutes to play here in this first out. Commissioner Craig Thompson will join us up on the other side. We'll be back. ExtraMile Arena, David Gascon, Richie Schuler, and also the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, Craig Thompson, was with us. Craig, thank you very much for stopping on by. It could be a closing out moment for Boise State tonight, but being here inside the building, how does it feel?
Well, it's another runaway 2-point game in the Mountain West, right? It's just Tuesday.
Yeah, it certainly is. Take me through the season for you. What's it been like as the commissioner where you see teams like Boise State, teams like Nevada being on and being off because of COVID-19?
Well, that's really been a challenge. You know, Colorado State had their COVID early on, this much December and into early January, and then sporadically through the rest of the season, January, February, and we have 3 teams playing 3 games this week because of that.
You have the magic wand. Who are you having in the conference tournament if you're picking the 68?
Well, I think there's 4 teams in the Mountain West Conference that will be in the tournament. San Diego State has really come on and playing well. They have a couple more games this week, but the Boise State, Colorado State, and Wyoming have played so well defensively all year. And you know, again, it's a real race every night in this league. It's so competitive. I think we've had something like a dozen last possession games, but those 4 teams have really shown their prowess, and particularly defensively.
No, you mentioned those 4 squads. You have to be pleased overall with the state of the Mountain West right now in terms of basketball. Just, what was it? Was it 2013-14? There was a bunch of teams in the NCAA tournament. I think it was 5, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they kind of build on each other, so they get a lot of quad 1 wins because those 4 teams are all in the top 45 net, and so you know, those are really important, and we get those games every night, like a lot of leagues have had the same advantage.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we go from football, which has a lot of these programs, a Boise State, a Nevada, a San Diego State, Fresno State in years past as well, and we go right into basketball, and the same programs continue to make noise.
Well, there's no question, and the league, again, it's not just those 4 teams. There's several teams that next week in Las Vegas is going to be an unbelievable tournament, and the seed is just going to be a number in front of your name, right? Because depending, as you said earlier, Richie, some of these teams can come on and you don't know what you're going to get on a particular night. I think there's very few teams in this league that don't feel confident they can't beat anybody else in the league on that particular night.
So I'm curious because this journey for you, wow, what a play. Is Boise not playing well? Oh my gosh. But I'm curious, your journey, you're the very first commissioner. This league's been in existence for 23 years, I believe. What's this journey been like for you? From day one, 2 decades now, and you look around and look at this crowd. This atmosphere is fantastic. Everybody knows the Mountain West. There's no secrets now. What's this journey been like for you just individually?
Well, we've had some up and downs, but, you know, we've had 5 teams in the tournament. We've had a single team in the tournament. But, you know, looking at where the programs are right now, you know, the transfer portal is really interesting. It can hurt you, it can help you. But we have a number of players that have played at other institutions that have come in and found a home in the Mountain West Conference and have really been contributors. I don't know that there's not maybe any team in the league that doesn't have 4 or 5 transfers.
Well, take me through that then, Craig, because the transfer portal is a question mark for a lot of coaches, a lot of programs. How do you manage that and how do you deal with that? If you're a young student athlete, how do you talk them into, hey, staying at a Boise State, staying at a Nevada, staying at a San Diego State, or even a San Jose State? How how do you entrench them like it's all about building, accepting some adversity, and building as a freshman to a senior campaign?
Well, I think it's the 5 guys in the white jerseys and the 5 guys in the navy blue jerseys right now. They talk to them in the locker room. What's the environment like? You come to our facilities, you're playing in a place like this every night.
Yeah.
And this is the commonplace around the league, particularly for this year. And so, you know, how does the community support you? What do you feel like? Certainly academics play a part and what you're trying to achieve and what degree you're getting, but it really comes down to the family and the cohesiveness of, hey, you're really going to like this place. You're going to love this school. You're going to love the coaching staff. You're going to love the community. They're very warm and welcoming.
The marketing's been a big campaign, at least for the Mountain West Conference. As you see Kijab going to work again. But you have the luxury of being on a Fox, on FS1, on FS2, digitally on the Fox Sports app, other applications. How important is that for you as a commissioner to get that brand out?
Unbelievably huge. I want to take a moment to thank Fox, Mark Silverman, the whole team, the whole gang in Los Angeles, you two being here tonight and throughout the season. Great partnership, and I think that you tell the story. That's what this is all about, as you mentioned in the marketing, telling the story of the Mountain West Conference, and nobody does it as well as Fox.
Well, you know, moving forward, you know, talking about telling the story of the Mountain West, how do we keep this train rolling? You know, what's in the future? What's in the cards for Mountain West basketball, and how can Mountain West basketball continue to rise and get better like they are now and continue to peak?
Well, you've watched this for a number of years, Richie, and so what it's going to take is a continuation of this. If we were so fortunate to get 4 teams in the NCAA tournament, and the kids out there and the recruits and people from other programs that you mentioned are saying, hey, I want to play in that league. Wow, I'm watching this often, and the big-time crowds and a lot of atmosphere, and you know, that's what it's going to take to continue to build the momentum. We can't just stop on a one and done and be content. I know our coaches won't allow that.
Yeah, no chance, no chance. Well, Craig, Richie and I appreciate the time hanging out with us for a few minutes. I know you'll be busy over the next couple of weeks, just obviously with the conference tournament and then the NCAA tournament. Best of luck to you. We appreciate the time, and obviously we look forward to meeting you again.
Absolutely. And again, thanks to you guys for covering us all year and in the future, and we'll see where we go next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Get your tickets.
Sounds good. Here's Marcus Shaver on a clean breakaway, and he'll score. It is the Mountain West Conference Commissioner Craig Thompson with us. Really appreciate a couple of moments of his time for the insight. Great information as the decibel levels here continue to rise. 3-pointer on the way at corner 3 off the mark from Cambridge. No good. Kijab to Akot. Back to Kijab. Oh. Short on it. Here's Sherfield. Grant Sherfield's been a little quiet here tonight. He's only got a couple points so far. Back into the corner. That one a pocket 3 on the way from Cambridge. It's true. I beg your pardon on that 3. It's Blackshear. Blackshear's first basket of the ball game. 31-29. Boise State has the advantage over Nevada. Nevada has had a lead here tonight. Nevada, in fact, shooting 57% from the field in this ball game. Shaver going up. He's fouled. He'll get 2 free throws. Boise State has the advantage, but Nevada hanging tough. Their defense needs to get some stops. 3:54 to play here in this opening half. And you see the outside prowess. And inside goes Shaver for 2. Boise State with a narrow 2-point lead. We'll be back. See the score, see the time. Just under 4 to play in this first half. Broncos have a 2-point lead over Nevada. Abu Kijab, you see him right there? It's senior day. Take 2, Richie Schuler. Walk me through this. Kijab had the walk-off last year because of COVID-19. It was a relatively quiet barn. And this year, a little bit different because of eligibility granted for an extra season.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. COVID has allowed so many great players to come back and continue to play basketball, and I love it. I mean, look at this career resume. 1,000 points, played his first year and a half at Oregon, 2 years, and you know, he already graduated from Boise State. Had his father come to town, originally from Sudan, living in Canada now. Was able to watch him graduate and play a couple of games. It's been a lot of fun. When you talk to Abu Kijab, he's one of the nicest human beings. Upbeat, friendly, fun. He's like been your best friend forever.
It's funny you say that. Idaho Press published an article today from Jordan Kay talking about an instance a few weeks ago where Boise State was on a delay in Laramie, Wyoming because of flights. And during the delay, a bunch of the players were doing a variety of different things, but Kijab was in the gym. He was inside shooting jump shots, and then he helped out a man who was picking out trash from the student body section.
Kind-hearted guy.
Started helping him out, struck up a conversation, and learned that that man was a coach for AAU programs.
Is that right?
And he comes in to help. It just talks more about the man than the talent that's on the court that you might see every other day.
You know what's funny is every time Abu Kijab's father talks about Leon Rice, calls him Lion Rice. I don't know if that's his accent or if that's, you know, he's got the heart of a lion.
There you go.
I'll tell you this, if Nevada could clean up their turnovers, they might have a big lead.
There's Marcus Shaver from downtown again. He connects. Shaver, 7 straight games with double digits. He's on the verge of that now. 4 of 8 from the field, 9 points in 14 minutes. It's a 3-point lead for Boise State, but Nevada's hanging tough. Sherfield trying to get off any way he can from the free throw line, and that's good.
You see how talented they are? They have 11 turnovers, and it's led to 14 points for Boise State. They take care of the ball. They clean that things up. It's a different game right now.
25 feet out. That's good from Shaver. Making 8 straight games of double digits, and Steve Alford and Nevada need to take a timeout and talk things over. 2:34 to play here in this first half. We got a good game, folks. 37-33, Boise State with the lead. Welcome back. Boise State leading Nevada 37-33. This Saturday, the 11th ranked Villanova Wildcats look to gain some steam ahead of the Big East tourney as they wrap up the regular season against Butler. That's Saturday at noon Eastern on Fox, and of course streaming on the Fox Sports app. Smartphones, Android devices, PCs, the MacBooks, the whole smash. Speaking of smashing, Marcus Shaver, 12 points so far, 5 of 9 from the field in 15 minutes. That's pretty efficient.
Well, he's helped them because they were kind of struggling to shoot from the outside. So those 3-point shots right there kind of helped put them over the edge a little bit.
Nice hesitation from Blackshear, but it goes off the mark, stays out. Degenhart with the rebound, and back comes Shaver. Shaver trying to elude some traffic. He's fouled in the process of going to the rack. Degenhart been quiet tonight. Tyson Degenhart, the freshman, has had all kinds of accolades come his way. 9 times this season, Mountain West Conference Freshman of the Week. That's more than every freshman combined in the conference.
Isn't that crazy? I've seen him make some really good defensive plays tonight. But Marcus Shaver, you know, the change of pace, the change of quickness, his ability to shoot the ball, he's shifty. You see him getting into the paint right there. He just gathered himself a foul, so now he gets a couple of free throws. That's what makes him one of those guys that's so dangerous, because you have to respect his shot. You have to respect his ability to penetrate.
Boise State has 4 players, including Degenhart, that average double-digit figures. It's interesting, Leon Rice at the beginning of the season asked each player to write down how much they think they're going to average in scoring this season. And when he put it all together, it was 131. And so the message that he wanted to get to his players was, hey, some of you guys need to be unselfish. And Abu Kijab said, we're just going to keep balling. Not even worried about being selfish. They just want to light things up. Here's Rice trying his luck for 3. That's off the mark. 2 shots. Both of them have stayed out. But Boise State, even though they're not lighting things up offensively this season, just about 69 a game, 10th in the nation in points against. And that'll get it done.
Good double team, yeah. Good double team. It was designed to get Himes the ball down inside. Great pass. Why did he hesitate, though?
8 to go on the shot clock. That's a 4th shot on the way. No good. It's off the mark. Cambridge quiet tonight so far. He hasn't hit a shot yet. Degenhart, size advantage. Yes, that's a complete mismatch.
There's your boy.
Degenhart, 6'7". Cambridge at 6'4". You do the math.
Yeah. Makes a big difference. Fans are back on their feet, though.
What's Degenhart's ceiling in this conference?
Very high. Oh, very high. He'll be a player of the year candidate for long. Reliable player night in and night out.
Coleman looking for somebody. Here's Himes. Cambridge with 5 to go on the shot clock. Needs some help. 3 to go. 2 to go. Coleman not going to get a shot off. There'll be a shot clock violation.
That's great defense. And the crowd appreciates that. Look, sometimes the shot's not dropping on the offensive end, but if you play great, hard-nosed, tough defense, fans appreciate that, man. They see the effort. Hold them down for 30 seconds, not let them get a shot off. That's what makes teams elite. Your ability to defend, rebound the basketball. Scoring is almost third to those two things.
Broncos have won 81% of the games here inside ExtraMile Arena. And part of the reason is the defense. It never falters for them.
You're going to probably see a ball screen here at about 8 seconds. And let Shaver go to work. Here it is.
Shot clock, game clock differentials 4 seconds. Dagenhart to Shaver. Lines it up for three. No good. Washington with the defensive rebound. One final push. Blackshear. Straight away. This will count. Wow. Got it.
What a game. Wow.
Keenan Blackshear, as the clock expires, gives some more life to Nevada. Badly needed in this first half, down by 5.
Look at this by Blackshear. He sees the clock. He's eyeing it. He knows exactly when to let it fly. The junior knocking down the three at the buzzer. I'm telling you, it's a 6-point game, and a poor job by Nevada handling the basketball. Great defense by Boise State, but they still close the gap to 6 points. You got to give a lot of credit to Nevada. They're shooting 56% from the field.
Big underdogs in this ball game. Marcus Shaver, 14 points. Abu Kijab with 14 of his own. End of the first half. Boise State with a 6-point lead over Nevada. 41-35. More to come on the other side. We'll be back. And we're at the break right now. At half, Boise State leading Nevada 41-35. In this first half, it was a dynamic duo inside the ExtraMile Arena. I'm David Gaskin. I'm Richie Schuler. Richie, it just has a feel of UNLV because Abu Kijab, Marcus Shaver, they went off for 50 against the Running Rebels, and they're on pace to do that again here tonight.
10 of 17 between the two, 28 points. Kijab himself with 14 on 5 of 7. Getting it done on the inside, but he's 2 of 3 from behind the arc as well. And Kijab, the only senior honored on senior night. And Marcus Shaver, another player playing so well. Knocked down a 3-point shot, getting to the basket at will. 5 of 10 from the field. And here's what I really appreciate about Marcus Shaver's ability to score at all 3 levels. But in tonight's game, chance to win the conference championship. He's got 4 steals already in this game.
Boise State 16-1 when leading at the half this season, and guess what? They have the advantage here, 41-35 over Nevada. Richie, the first half stats, they tell you a lot of different things, but I guess the one big question mark is how in the world can Nevada keep this up and stay in the game?
Well, you know, in a lot of areas, they're outplaying Boise State. The problem is the 12 turnovers, which have led to 14 points for Boise State. If they take better care of the basketball, they're already shooting at a higher percentage from the field overall. They've got a great chance. So Boise State, I thought, did a good job very early on guarding the dribble penetration and taking good care of the basketball. But after that, Nevada just started making plays. After that little swarm of steals that they got, Nevada started really making plays and knocking down shots, shooting 55%.
Yeah, Nevada's bench outscoring Boise State 13-0. Kept them in this ball game. I guess the one thing you want to look for if you're a Nevada fan is where in the world is Desmond Cambridge? First half action, he was 0 of 3, did not record a point. Only had 3 rebounds.
They're going to need him. Boise State's going to bring it here second half. Home advantage. Chance to win a conference championship. Everything's on the line for the Broncos.
Sherfield, that one's well off the mark. No good, but second crack here. Sherfield only had 6 points. A bullet pass underneath, that shot blocked by Armouche. At least 12,000 people thought so. The big man, though, called for the foul. That's his second. You talked about his strength in the first half, but what about the recovery here, nearly blocking the shot, Richie?
Well, they say you can't replicate his defense. They really like how he plays in the defensive end. You know what? They're seeing the same thing almost that we're seeing here in the arena, and they're not happy. There's a reason they call him the Beast, his teammates. And his ball screen defense is otherworldly. Like, he really dictates what they do in it. That help side rotation right there was huge.
Transferred from East Tennessee State, where he averaged about 8 points a game there. But Baker hits the second free throw of 2. Baker tonight 11 points. Is that his average? Averaging about 11.5. Acott to Degenhart. Degenhart has not gone off this evening. Only a couple points so far. Kijab has, though. It's a balanced team, though, for Boise State. Step back for three. Acott got it.
It's a pro move. 6'8" point guard. Looking. Look, here it is. Defense for Boise State, just like in the first half, getting steals in and around the lane.
The give and then the get, unfortunately. Abu Kijab trying to leave here on a high note. A transfer from Oregon. Pretty remarkable, his journey getting to the United States from Canada and the Sudan. 23 points in that victory against UNLV. Baker thought about the three. Blackshear with the kind of a mark in the first half against this defense of Boise State. He penetrated early and as much as humanly possible. Baker with 8 to go on the shot clock. Defense converging, 4 to go. Gonna be a tough play for Coleman. 1 to go. Throws up a prayer and got it. Oh my.
Backbreaker for the Broncos, because you couldn't have drawn up defense better than that.
Coleman's first points tonight, and they came at a cost. Worked awfully hard in that possession. Another three-pointer from Acott. Got the shooter's bounce. Oftentimes you see a guy leaving his hand up in the air. Not the case for Acott. Put it back in his holster, but it all counts the same.
Crowd's back, coming alive. Student section behind the basket for Boise, or for Nevada, is lit right now. That's got to be tough to shoot against that background.
Coleman, sweet pass underneath. A turnaround right-handed hook shot from Cambridge. It's his first points of the night from Desmond Cambridge. He averages nearly 17 a game. Second on the team in scoring too, Richie.
Yeah, and they're missing him, you know. But I really like how he's able to move off the ball to receive the pass off the cut. Again, Kijab
tried lining it up for three, misses on it. Baker collects it. That's exactly what they did against UNLV, though. They were dynamite, and we've been injured. Wolfpack player, it's Keenan Blackshear.
Yeah, Blackshear, a hustle play to save the ball, but then twists his ankle on one of the Boise State cheerleaders there on the baseline. You don't like to see anybody get hurt, especially if it's involving bumping into somebody in the crowd behind the basket. So it's Blackshear, you know, we love his upside, his hustle. Look at that, trying to save the ball for his teammate, but he's just twists his left ankle just a little bit. He's able to hobble off the floor, so hopefully he'll be all right.
And that is brutal because conference tournament just a few days away. No teams can afford any kind of said injury. Nice baseline jump shot from Cambridge. So he was silent in the first half, and now 4 here in the second. 47-42. Boise State with the advantage.
Little stagger screen for Shaver. And he's able to create so much chaos with the basketball. You don't know if he's going to shoot it, drive it, pass it, and he just got clothesline.
Sherfield has a look of disgust on his face, and for Sherfield, that's foul number 3 for him.
That's big. Here it is right here. See, a little ball screen by Armish. Trying to get around the ball screen. They're going to call the foul on Sherfield. A lot of contact, and that's what ball screens are, though. Any screen creates contact. I think the crowd wants more than just a common foul, but that's all that was. That was incidental. Sherfield's sub coming in the game. Sherfield's saying, no, I'm good. Hopefully it's not for me. And it is. Going to take him out of the game. I think it's smart. I think Coach Alford wants to save him. You know, it's a tight game. 5 points. You know, you want to save him for, you know, under 10 minutes to go. Want to keep those 2 fouls available.
Boise State desperately trying to rid themselves of Nevada. Nevada owns the all-time series, 51-29. Boise State did eliminate them last year in the conference tournament, though. Acott straight away with a hand in his face. No. Rebound for Coleman. They've hit 6 of 18 from downtown. Here's Foster, who just came in. Baker, who's been active all evening long, and that is pure.
It's really good. It's a great shot over his right shoulder, a baseline little hook shot. So skilled.
Pick and roll action. Armouche completes it. Sharing the basketball.
That's a 6'8" player and a 7-footer playing pick and roll. You don't see that a lot in college basketball. 6'8" point guard in Acott. I still can't get over that. Great a job he's done this season at that position. Oh, look at that. And then he gets a steal.
Nice swipe by Acott. Here's Dagenhart. Over to Shaver. Shaver, good hesitation. Scarring up. That shot was blocked. Emphatic from Washington.
Wow, but it took 4 defenders to stop Shaver to the basket. So what great offense. Here's Acott, Armouche, a little pick and roll action. Acott draws the defense. Armouche says, I'll finish it for you.
Rockin' building, ExtraMile Arena. Boise State 49-44. Great environment here, and speaking of greatness, got a couple head coaches that have been dynamite. Leon Rice, Steve Alford. Richie, they ranked 2nd and 3rd all-time in wins in the Mountain West Conference, and we'd be remiss if we did not acknowledge the great Steve Fisher from San Diego State.
Yeah. A terrific basketball coach, right? These two right here. Coach Leon Rice, this is his first job that he's ever taken. For Steve Alford, this is his 6th program. He's been successful wherever he's been. These are 2 of the best coaches, in my opinion, nationally. Don't get enough attention because they're not in a bigger conference, as they say.
Dagenhart got a shooter's bounce. It's like he willed that thing in. He'd been laboring all evening long. He's got 5. Eight-point lead for Boise State. And the defense converging. Nearly another turnover. Here's Himes.
Why? That's 13 steals now for Boise State. That's a poor pass.
Key jab. Acott to Shaver. Patient with the approach, not forcing it.
Nevada, they put themselves on the schedule. 13 steals for Boise State. They're not taking care of the ball. They're shooting at a high clip.
Armouche with a check into his kidney area from Foster. You mentioned the steals, Richie. In fact, Boise State in the first half had 10 first-half steals. That was the most they've had in an entire game this season. And Shaver, in fact, had 4 in the first half. That's the most he's ever had in his career for an entire game.
Look, the Wolfpack are shooting 57% from the field. That is astounding, especially against this great defense. And that's what they're shooting. But they're not giving themselves enough chances because they keep giving the ball away.
Acott, right hand. No, stays out. Washington climbs the ladder for a rebound. I say that loosely when he's 7 foot tall. But, I mean, you've been around the Mountain West Conference, and this environment, it eats you up if you fall behind early.
Totally. And look at this atmosphere. I can't even hear you talking half the time. And it's loud. We had Craig Thompson next to us. I'm struggling to hear him. He's sitting an inch away from me. This crowd is so good.
Armouche again challenging, this time against Himes. No good. 3-pointer on the way from Cambridge. That one's off the mark. Here's Foster with a second crack at it. Coleman. Washington with a rare double team. Shaver, nearly a turnover. Steal, offensive foul.
You think this defense came ready to play? Do you think Boise State amped it up just a little bit? Because they wanted to be the outright conference champs for the first time in school history since the late 80s.
They went through a patch this season where they held 7 straight opponents to less than 60 points or less. And it stems from early back in December of last year. As you take a look at the scoring leaders tonight, I mean, that's just balance. Acott, key jab, Shaver, and all you need is complimentary scoring after that.
Totally. And actually, nobody off the bench for Boise State has scored yet. You don't need them to when these starters are making such a difference.
Dagenhart, yes, sir. Dagenhart up to 8. Largest lead of the game, and Steve Alford needs to calm his team down. They're down 11. Boise State on an 8-0 run as we take it a break. Broncos up 55-44. I don't care if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. When you go to a college venue for athletics, I don't care what it is. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, wrestling. There's nothing like being at a live event, especially in this day and age. As we take a look at the Mountain West Conference standings, Richie, I know I said at the top of the show that with March comes pressure. I probably misspoke. I think this is more like a mess. And the reason why is you look at the conference standings here, but also amongst the top 25. Kansas lost at TCU today. Number 9 Providence lost at Villanova. And then unranked Nebraska with all of 9 wins won at number 23 Ohio State. And we saw the bloodbath last weekend as well.
The top 6 teams went down on Saturday. It's never happened before. Look, I'm sorry if I feel a little bamboozled or sound that way. When we came on, there was 3 young college girls dancing the Macarena to jump around. I still can't get over why they were dancing the incorrect dance.
Are you jealous?
I mean, you can't just dance the Macarena to anything.
Yeah, but they had better rhythm than you do.
That's a fact.
Sherfield. Blackshear challenge for the 3, misses the 3. Smith with the rebound. Trying to build on their largest lead of the game. Kijab called for the offensive foul. I don't know. That was awfully close, Richie.
Well, let's see if Kijab was a little bit out of control. I like this little in and out dribble move. Yeah, I could see that call. I could see just a little lowering of the shoulder.
It's his second. So Nevada down 11. How do they get back into this thing?
Stop turning the ball over and force some turnovers yourself. I tell you, an area where Boise State has not been great this year is ball control. More turnovers than assists on the season. You can force some of those turnovers. Maybe you can convert on the other end.
Smith with the rebound. He's off and pushing, high stepping. Not quite football season. Shaver, he gets lassoed. It was before the shot, but I think the officials will get together and talk about this. Leon Rice on the opposite side of us is calling for a flagrant. This is a delicate spot for Nevada, down by 11 points, and they almost feel like they're splitting at the seams.
Got to stop the bleeding at some point, right?
11:43 to play in this one. It's all Boise State so far. We'll be back. Back here, Extra Mile Arena, 55-44 is the score. Boise State with the advantage. Taking a peek outside of here, we go back to Reno. Nevada, Richie, announced last week they have received not 1, not 2, but 3 gifts totaling $8 million. It's going to be used for the construction of new locker rooms and lounges for the Wolfpack's men's and women's basketball programs. In fact, one gift, $4 million, was the single largest ever received by Nevada Athletics. I mean, phenomenal for the donations coming their way. That locker room's in development, and it should be completed in 2024.
And the Ramon Sessions practice facility, that was what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Maybe less. Maybe COVID's got my timeline all screwed up. But whatever it was, that looks amazing inside. And now they got this coming.
Rice, long range for 3, catches nothing but air. Degenhart, sweet pass like he drew it up. Foster with an errant pass. Another turnover for Nevada. They're bleeding. Foster gets it back though. They got numbers, 4-on-2. Blackshear dumped down to Washington.
Yeah, they're not going to go away. Look, Nevada now with 17 turnovers. When they do get shots off, they're high percentage. They're getting great looks. So if they can just stop shooting themselves in the foot for this last 10 minutes of the game, they got a chance to crawl right back in it.
Smith lost the handle on it. Here comes a 3-on-1. Sherfield trying to finish the act, but he's 6'2", giving up a ton of size to Degenhart. 6'7", he has the advantage defensively there. Off balance, look no good.
It's a missed opportunity, and you got to credit the defense by Boise State to recover. Hustled down the floor. 2 guys surrounding him, enveloping him.
Remarkable that Nevada, even though they're down 11, is shooting 51% in this game. Somehow still afloat.
That's what I'm saying. High percentage when they don't turn it over.
Smith body contact. That should be a block, and it will be. Blackshear undercut him as he went up. Armouche will come back in along with Acott. Back to the Degenhart play.
The missed shot by Rice. That's awesome. And then on the other end, you know, they had a break right here, and I like this finish by Washington. Great pass ahead to him. I think that was from Cambridge.
I don't know. Do you think Max Rice gets an assist on that feed from Degenhardt to Smith? It's a hockey assist.
Hockey assist, right?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I bet you Degenhardt gets the assist.
Nothing wrong with that. Stanley Cup playoffs are right around the corner. I would say a certain league is supposed to be starting right now, but Major League Baseball is shut down for a while. 91 games have been wiped off the docket so far by Rob Manfred.
Canceled the first 2 series, I read.
That's right. Players Union and the league itself trying to get things right. On the deck, here's Baker. 14 seconds to go on the shot clock. Sweet feed. Sherfield completes it against the trees.
It's a good pass. And you know what young players don't understand? That you can be much more effective without the ball in your hand than you are with the ball. This is a credit to a lot of these players that are doing that here in this game. They're moving off the ball. They're getting open because teammates are hitting them on the cut.
There's Smith. That's an errant feed and a rare turnover tonight. Smith and Rice looking at each other, not on the same page. Go back to Sherfield real quick. I mean, talk about his skills. One thing to score, but also to feed the basketball. He's 4th in the nation in assists. That just makes him so dangerous. But it goes back to the combination of what kills people in March, right? College basketball, guard dominant play can really take you a long way.
Yeah, you know, I didn't realize, I've said this many times, I didn't realize the importance of great guard play until my chance came to be a head coach. You know, I was always enamored by wings and bigs when I was recruiting as an assistant. When I became head coach, it was like, man, everything is dictated by how good the guards are. Nevada's guards are terrific. They're outstanding. And they do a great job of setting the tone. But they lack in shooting. Throughout the course of the season, they've lacked in some shooting.
Yeah.
Tonight, they're continuing to hurt themselves by giving the ball away. And all those disruptions, the COVID pauses, which they had more than normal. I mean, a lot of COVID pauses, a lot of injuries at inopportune times. It's really hurt this team. They've never quite gotten into a rhythm. And that's why they've been struggling from a win-loss record standpoint.
Bodies colliding. Coleman, he gets raked across the face by Smith. He picks up the foul. And I guess when you talk about the change in the culture of the game, or at least the influences, did that come immediately for you, or was it just over time?
As far as
from bigs to guards control and play.
Well, it just, you know, bigs can't get the ball if you don't have good guards that can get in the ball. You know what I mean? And you have to have guard play who can put the pressure on the defense to open up lanes for guys who are going to drive from the wing, who are going to get the ball down inside the paint. And it's just paramount. You have to have good guards. There's a lot of great guards out there. Not many people are big, right? So there's a lot of guards out there. They're a dime a dozen. But the good ones, especially point guards, man, you've got to have a great point guard to be really good at any level.
All right, so let me put you on the spot then. We look at the assist leaders throughout the nation. Grant Sherfield ranked number 4, but the guy behind him is exactly who I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
It's like we're all on the same page doing this show, right?
We are.
If you had to pick the conference player of the year right now, did you go Hunter Maldonado, Graham Ike, Orlando Robinson, Matt Bradley, Marcus Shaver? Like, who do you pick?
Well, it's hard for me to. There's so many great players, but I'm a firm believer. The player of the year has to be, unless somebody's doing something crazy from a statistical standpoint, it has to be the best player on one of the best teams.
Okay, so I could challenge you here and say, what about Bryce Hamilton? He's in the top 10 in scoring in the nation. I mean, he's the one guy that's been all day, all night for the Running Rebels.
But at 9-7, 5th, 6th best team in the league.
No, I know.
I have a hard time with it. I think he's phenomenal. I think if UNLV was in that top 3, you'd probably have to go with him. But I would have a hard time with it personally if I was a voter. And honestly, I hate that because there's a lot of great players. You know, I've seen it before where teams are in the middle of the conference or lower, but they have a player averaging 25 and they get player of the year. But me personally, I would have a hard time with it.
Nice steal by Blackshear. He's been all over the place in this game, and he'll finish at the cup. 10th turnover the ball game for Boise State. 3 turnovers in the last couple minutes. Marmouche against Baker. Going up strong with that left hand. A double team came late. Cambridge couldn't fend him off though. 10-point lead. Baker Nice ball fake. Another 3 on the way from Blackshear. Gets it through the cylinder. Badly needed for Nevada, and they just continue to hang around.
Boise State hasn't been able to stay comfortable for longer than a minute or two at a time. You get a double-digit lead, all of a sudden Nevada comes storming back. They're too good and talented.
Another foul. It's going to be on Blackshear. And Boise State has the advantage. Ritchie, it's been all the big man, though, so far.
I like it. Armish down inside, go in the middle, splitting traffic, scoring against 2 defenders.
Welcome back. Boise State leading Nevada 60-53. Now, Richie, we're on air. We're supposed to be talking about things we may or may somewhat know, but I got to ask you, what in the world is this?
It's the Steve Alford All-American aim. That's a big shoe. Or is it just a shoe? Is that depth perception?
I don't know.
Now, either I'm 4 inches tall or that's a really large shoe at the Steve Alford end. This is in Newcastle, Indiana, where Coach Alford is from, and every stop he's had, that shoe has changed. You know, when he was at UCLA, it was a UCLA shoe.
Yeah, New Mexico.
It was a Lobo shoe.
Yeah.
Now it's a Nevada Wolfpack shoe. And hey, my mom lives about 45 minutes from there, so we drove by. So wait, that's the Steve Alford Inn. Let me stop by there and say hello and get a picture taken.
Oh, you're ridiculous.
he thought it was cool. He thought it was cool today.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Shout out to my mom and stepdad Jack, who's watching the game right now.
Oh, You've been occupied some certain things in college athletics. I'll tell you this much, Richie. That's good stuff.
Come on, how great of a marketing ploy is that?
That is.
A big shoe outside your hotel. That screams, stay here tonight.
Blackshear obliged to take the 3, pulls the trigger, finds the mark. Leon Rice is on his feet. He's upset right now with the defense of Boise State, and for good reason.
Nevada keeps them on their heels.
Blackshear's got 14 points. He's hit 2 bombs. Hijab almost traveled with that. 6-0 run for Nevada. Hijab trying to cure the spell. Fall away good. He's got 16 points. 3 players for Boise State in double-digit scoring. Hijab with 16. Acott and Shaver with 14 apiece.
Both these teams, you got to dig in. Close out this game. Oh, left Blackshear open. Good move by Blackshear. Little hesitation. Went up to shoot it. Got the foul. I like Blackshear's game. He's knocking down 3-point shots. Comes from a basketball family too. They talk about how his upside is so good. What a strong build. He's a downhill scorer. He can finish. He's got a great feel from the game and awesome personality. He's built like a linebacker, but they said he checks every box off the court with the kind of person you want to have as a student athlete on your squad.
Shaver's second personal foul. Yeah, Blackshear, a transfer from FAU. Appeared in 31 games for them, 10 starts, and then makes his way to Reno. He's originally from Orlando, Florida. So from one end of the country to the other. Interesting blend with all these products, especially because of the transfer portal, and something that Steve Alford and us had a chance to talk about, and Leon Rice the same. It's about building a winning tradition and then having guys come in, just those missing ingredients, if you will. Armouche with a sweet spin move, but then he lost the handle on it. Sure feeling against Hijab. Hijab's been great on him tonight. Sherfield's only having 8 points so far. That's his lowest scoring out points tonight, and that is Cambridge kissing off glass. Cambridge up to 6.
I love looking at coaches in moments like this. You see Coach Alford, the veteran, been doing this for decades, and he's calm as can be. I love it. Players feed off that. They feed off their leader. He's calm and chill, showing confidence, and Nevada's making a big-time run.
Hijab up against Washington. Good move against Washington. Have him stuck up in the air.
Not only was he back to the basket, great spin move and the great use of the shot fake and switching up the hand. That's high level.
Goes off the noggin of Washington. Cambridge gets it back. Steve Alford on the other side says, calm down. Shot clock is at 13 for Sherfield. A cheap foul for Rice. And for Rice, that's his first. Last season, Nevada, they were 16-10, 10-7 in conference play. They lost to San Diego State in the conference tournament. Sherfield that year, nearly 19 points a game. But 4 players for Nevada averaging double-digit scoring. And the firepower just isn't there on a regular basis for Steve Alford this season yet.
Yeah, I think they're going to look at bringing in some elite shooters to complement guys like Cambridge who just knocked that down. You believe this? It's a 1-point game.
Cambridge this season, 38% from long range, and he's got 9 points. All 9 have come here in the second half. He was quiet in the first. Key jab again. He's got 18 points, looking for more. Trying to bring his Broncos home in the key. No flop being called, and now there will be a flop. Key jab knocks it down. He's got 20. Thought it would come, and it eventually did, as Blackshear was the one called for the flop.
I'd like to see that. This is, let's watch it. Is it a flop? Got the warning. Well, there you go. 3-point game when it looked like Boise State was just going to run away with it. Nevada just chips away, continuing to make a little bit of a run. They knock down shots when they don't turn the ball over. And Boise State's had a heck of a time trying to stop them in this.
Great cut underneath, and Washington will go to the free throw line. He is fouled. And they just continue to climb out of holes, does Nevada. I mean, keep in mind the first half, 10, 11, 12 turnovers. All those turnovers led to points. And then all of a sudden, here in the second half, Desmond Cambridge has woken up and joined the party. Here's Washington. Washington averaging 10 a night. And he hits the first of 2. That foul on key jab, that's his second. So Nevada, which was down 6 at the end of the first half, now only down 2. They were big underdogs in this ball game. In fact, double digits coming into the affair. Trying to get a split of the season series. Now keep in mind, if Boise State loses tonight and Colorado State wins when they play each other here in the next couple of days, they're co-conference champs. Boise State doesn't want that, obviously. Key jab, reverse layup, and the foul. He's been on a mission tonight. 22 points. Abu Key-jab, 9 of 12 from the field. He has done it all from the outside. He's attacked inside, and the hometown faithful applauding this performance. 68-65 Boise State. We've got a punch and a counter punch so far. Kenyon Blackshear, Richie, for Nevada, 16 points in this ball game, 10 in the second half. And Abu Key-jab on the other end, trying to do all he can. But Blackshear got a pace in the way so far for Nevada, getting him back in this ball game.
You know, he's got 10 points here in the second half. He's got a pair of 3-point shots, a couple of steals. He's been terrific. And then you got Abu Key-jab, who, you know, he's the lone senior being honored for senior night. Not only does he have 22 points, he's done it with 9 of 12 shooting. Hit a pair of 3-pointers himself. He has been everywhere on both ends of the floor for this squad. It has been a major boost. And you know what? What a memory for him if they go out on his senior night as outright conference champs, and he's leading the team's way. That's got to be a special moment in his career for the rest of his life.
And don't forget, he was injured the last game of the season for Boise State a year ago. Had the extra year of eligibility granted to him, and so he's been lighting the world on fire in the Mountain West Conference. 23 points, 9 of 12 from the field. Grant Sherfield trying not to go quietly into the good night for Nevada. Cambridge with the response, too strong on it. Rebound by Coleman. Outside, Sherfield trying his luck. That one's well off the mark. Coleman taps it, though, to Blackshear. Nevada certainly hustling, but a bad pass by Sherfield. 18 turnovers tonight for Nevada.
You know, it's a shame for the Wolfpack. They have 8 offensive rebounds, but they've only converted 3 points off second chances. You mentioned the 18 turnovers. That has been it for this squad tonight. It's still a close game. They still have a chance very well to come back and win this.
Shaver, 17-footer, needed to bounce, did not get it. Volleyed around to Sherfield. 2-on-1. Cambridge lines it up for 3. Way too strong. Blackshear got bodied off. Armouche going to be called for the foul. I don't know, a foul or a 2-minute penalty for a nasty hip check.
Roughing?
I don't know, roughing. Can't be boarding.
Roughing the rebounder?
Maybe charging. It's his 3rd foul on Armouche. Boise State, they have a lot of things on the line here tonight. They've won 20 of their last 22 games.
Well, here's Armouche. He's running the floor full speed. And they get tangled up a little bit. Foul's called on him. Clearly, the crowd doesn't like it.
Now, Blackshear is at 6'6" and 215. Armouche 6'10", 240. This is the front end of a bonus situation and a foul being called. See if they got Blackshear or Washington. And it's going to be on Blackshear. That's his 4th personal foul. So he's reached his limit, and the fans here full throttle.
This atmosphere, man. I love it. We didn't have this at all last year with COVID.
So it's going to motivate you to dance the Macarena?
To any song. To any song. It can be Jump Around,
oh boy,
like those young ladies were doing earlier.
Yeah.
You can be Britney Spears. I will dance to Macarena.
All right.
Justin Bieber.
All right.
Drake.
Game on.
Barry Manilow.
Kijab's first free throw in the bonus. Not good. Armouche. Not about the putback. Alley-oop attempt for Kijab. That one is swiped away. The officials say it goes off of the senior at the last second.
So they're going to pick up full court. They're going to get back up there full court. They went 1-2-2 press a moment ago. The dead ball here. They're going to go 1-2-2 again. It's good. Nevada get the ball at the middle of the floor. Keep it off the sideline to avoid the trap.
Causes a little bit of a burning of the clock for Nevada. It's the first time we've seen any kind of legit pressure tonight from Boise State's defense being extended. Sherfield weaving his way to Coleman. Sherfield left all alone for 3. Can't find the mark. Sherfield 0 of 3 from downtown. As we're nearing 2 minutes to play in regulation. Boise State wins tonight. The conference regular season champs. First time outright in program history. Shaver to the cup. That shot is blocked. Washington again.
It's great help side rotation. And you got to have that insurance policy. So many great perimeter players beating their defender off the dribble, but it's the help side. And actually, that was the same guy guarding him. He recovered on Washington after he got blown by.
Great defense from Washington. Kijab to Acott. Acott was active in the first half. Here in the second, got the shooter's touch to fall. That hurts. It's a 6-point lead for Boise State. Broncos averaging 69 a game. Steve Alford calls for time. 1:45 to play here in regulation. Coach Alford and company need to draw something up. Their offense has been good, but the defense, the turnovers have been wobbly. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll hang out here with you. Big thanks, too. I know that we get so in tune to the game, Richie, but Joe Nickel, the sports information director for Boise State. Aaron Juarez, the sports information director for Nevada. Doug Marino, our producer tonight, and our entire Fox crew here in Boise. They've done a fantastic job. And a lot of these games, these events, they happen, but it's all the behind-the-scenes people that really help cultivate a good season, obviously, in good shows.
For sure.
And we got one here tonight, courtesy of 12,000 in this madhouse.
The madhouse is right. This atmosphere, I have not been in this great of an atmosphere in 2 years. I didn't see much of it during COVID last year. And now this atmosphere right now, this is something special. The city of Boise, the city of trees, Boise, Idaho, coming alive with less than 2 minutes to go for Coach Leon Rice's squad. And Nevada has to find a way to score. Don't turn the basketball over. Stay clean. You'll get a high percentage shot. And that's exactly what they did. Another steal for Boise.
Unbelievable. That's 19 turnovers for Nevada. Self-inflicted wounds. And these are absolute gut shots, and that's going to be a backcourt violation against Boise State. I mean, it looked like Acott was forced into the backcourt, but the officials are letting him play on. Take another peek at it.
So all 3 points are over. All right. Well, that's a good call. It puts on the line. It's fair.
Foul's going to be on Shaver, and that's his third. So Boise State, if they don't win tonight, they got to take it to Colorado State. Rams will be at home on March the 5th. Nevada closes out their season at home against San Diego State on March the 5th. And then we go to the tournament, the conference tournaments. And then all of a sudden we got a bunch of brackets to fill out in the coming days.
That's right.
Now, how many brackets do you, is this like fantasy football and fantasy basketball for you, where you have like 10 different brackets to see if you get one right?
I haven't played fantasy anything since year 2001.
Oh boy.
I can't do it. I'll be addicted. But Sherfield's got 10 points. He averages 18.5.
Yeah.
Defensive job. Now look, Nevada's going to pressure full court. Might look to trap as soon as they cross half court. Now they're going to play straight up. Okay, you play straight up here. You have to get a stop here if you're Nevada. Go down and score, make it a 1 or 2 point game, and then think about playing the foul game after that.
65 seconds to go in regulation. Shaver looking to create to Acott. Acott, small little push off, short, not enough legs on it. Degenhart wins the rebound. See if they foul. And they do. It'll be a timeout, I beg your pardon, called by Leon Rice. Leon talking to Acott, or excuse me, Kejab, about what right there?
I was trying to figure that out myself. They had 2 timeouts left, but look at them. Look at the relationship they had. My bad, coach. So whatever it was that Coach Leon Rice was trying to tell him, I'm unsure what he was saying there. But you know what? At this point in time, you can use a little clock. Have to attack as soon as it goes under 10 seconds, though.
It's a major miracle that Nevada's in this ball game. You see the turnovers, 19 in this thing. Points off turnovers favoring Boise State. But the Wolfpack shooting a right 51% from the field. In fact, this season they're about 45.
Yeah.
But they've had good balance. Sherfield's got 10. Blackshear leading the charge with 16. And then Washington has also chipped in with 12 of his own. But now down by 4. Boise State with possession. And they have a 4-point lead.
And both these teams have a timeout left. Coach Alford trying to get some instruction. Don't be surprised if you see Nevada here. Exactly. They came out in a zone, and they're going to try to confuse the offense here. They're going to play straight up without fouling in the last 8 seconds of the shot clock.
6 to go in the shot clock. Degenhart, backbreaker 3 on the way. Did not get it. Offensive rebound by Armouche. Wow. Doubled and triple teamed. Second chance. More bleeding of the clock for Boise State. And a foul being called. That'll be against Cambridge.
2 offensive rebounds in the same possession. That's how you close out a championship. Now look, it's still not over, right? Shaver's got to knock down free throws. This is 1-on-1, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, 1-on-1 free throws.
Last time.
He's got it. This first one is where all the pressure is.
Shaver this season 76% from the charity stripe. The native from Phoenix, Arizona, calmly, coolly drops down the first. Also a transfer from Portland, starting in 29 games this year for Leon Rice. He's been averaging almost 18 points a game over the last 7 contests. He is the captain, he is a leader, he's the quarterback, and he's extended this advantage to 6.
If you're Nevada, attack. Attack. Wasting too much time. You got to get to the rim. You got to get in the paint.
Sherfield, no good. Bad shot. Degenhart. And they can smell it here at ExtraMile Arena. Capacity crowd on their feet. Better than 12,000. And for the first time ever in program history, Boise State has outright won the Mountain West Conference title. Absolute bedlam here at ExtraMile Arena. Student body section. That thing is quickly ditched. They're all on the court right now, storming to the court. Usually it's with upsets, but tonight, whole lot of twine being cut up. Boise State, for the first time ever in program history, wins the Mountain West Conference title outright. They shared it back in 2015 with San Diego State. They also had some runs dating all the way back to 1976 in the Big Sky. Did it 3 times, 76, 88, and 89. Won the WAC tournament once. And now you just think, how high can this team go? Because not only have they won the regular season crown, but they have beat the best of the best in the Mountain West Conference, and that includes San Diego State, where they clipped it a couple nights ago by 1. San Diego State, Fresno State amongst the top 10 in defensive efficiency. Boise State right there at number 10. And they had plenty of balance here tonight. Abu Kijab, the senior, will walk off the court in his final home game with 23 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists in 39 minutes. He maxed out. Richie Schuler will be with us in just a quick moment. Manuel Acott, 16 points on 6 of 11 from the field, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He did have 6 turnovers. Marcus Shaver, 16 points, 5 of 14 from the field, 5 of 6 at the charity stripe. And Tyson Dagenhart added 8 of his own in 34 minutes. Both teams shot identical, 50% from the field. Boise State 27 of 54, Nevada 26 of 52. The killer tonight, though, for Nevada, you think about a game that was this close for so long, losing by 6. They had 19 turnovers. That is more than an Achilles heel. Rebounding advantage was nearly even, but it goes to Nevada tonight, 29 to 26. We're hanging out right now as Leon Rice will be joining us and Richie Schuler in just a moment. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight on Fox. Absolute mayhem as the closing seconds tick down. And Boise State victorious. Leon Rice, all smiles, getting victory 241 for Boise State. And now we'll send it over to Richie Schuler, who's hanging out with the winning head coach, Leon Rice.
Appreciate you, David. Coach is a popular guy right now.
Yeah.
Coach, I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are outright conference champions. The first time Boise State's been that since 87, 88 in any conference they've been in. How special is this moment for you and the city of Boise?
Well, mostly for these guys. You know, they work so hard and they're just such a together group, such a tough group, and they just keep battling, keep battling. Every game's been like this, so they're kind of comfortable in that. But, you know, I knew what we had in store for us today against Nevada. They're a great team, great coaches. They're going to be a tough out in the tournament. So we knew we were going to have to play a great game, and we played great down the stretch, just like we have all year.
How about this atmosphere and the defensive effort? The defensive effort from your guys today was fantastic.
Especially in that second half. You know, I didn't sub much. They just did what they had to do, and they were awesome. So what a great night for the fans, and the student section was awesome. And you know, it just you don't get to script it, so you just hope it goes the right way, and it sure did. Now we got to cut down some nets.
Awesome. Now, how do you keep this team focused as you go into the conference tournament next week?
You know, we got one more. We got to go to Colorado State, so we don't even care about the conference tournament. We got our hands full. One of the best teams in the country. You know, they've been in the top 25. It's gonna be a crazy environment for them, and you know, we're gonna have to bounce back to compete because they're a great team.
Congratulations on you. It's been a lot of fun to see your team this season and follow you guys. Big time win.
Thanks, Richie. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Richie, it was great to obviously speak with head coach Leon Rice and Abu Kijab. is right there embracing him. All smiles from the senior. The 5th-year senior putting his headset on, and Abu, certainly the player of the game for Boise State, 23 points. And Richie, we got more from you and also the 5th-year senior.
Abu, you're always fun to hang out with, so I'm glad you're here, man.
All right, thanks for having me.
This is awesome. You started your career at Oregon. You spent the bulk of your career here at Boise State. What is it like for you on senior night, your last game here, to come home with the outright conference championship?
It's just unbelievable. You know, we've been grinding at this, you know, since I got here for 3 years, and you know, just to grind through all those ups and downs and continue to persevere, and you know, we got the outcome we loved, and you know, that's what hard work does, and that's what we do.
You had an unreal game. You were like 9 of 12 from the field. I think you finished with 22 points, if I'm not mistaken. And your team's defensive intensity was some of the best I've seen all year long. What did you guys talk about before the game? This kind of performance.
We talked about just staying in the moment. We knew that we needed this win, but we didn't want to do something uncharacteristic before pregame or anything like that. So we just treated this game like another game, and we're happy we got the dub.
Last question. What's next for this team?
Tomorrow, rest day, and then we're right back at it the day after.
Happy for you, brother. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right now.
Abu Kijab, not worrying about the conference tournament, not worrying about the big dance. He's worried about a little rest and then Colorado State in a few days. 23 points for the 5th-year senior, 9 of 12 from the field, 2 of 4 from downtown. In 39 minutes, he's certainly maxed out. Boise State with the victory. They improved their record to 24-6 in the campaign, 15-2 in conference play, 13-3 at home, and now, more importantly for them, they have won 21 of their last 23 games. For Nevada, tough luck losers. They fall. They're now 12-16 in the season, 6-11 in conference play. And for Steve Alford, his team is now 3-9 on the road. And you know, Richie, there are no moral victories in this game. It doesn't matter. But for Nevada, you can see why plenty of teams feel like Nevada is a live dog, because they, for all intents and purposes, gave this game away. But if they clean up the turnovers, they're a completely different animal.
That's exactly it. You know, you're 100% right. Nevada was good tonight. They were efficient from the field when they got clean shots off, when they were able to get the shots off. But you have to give a lot of credit to Boise State in how they played defense, the steals that they had, their defensive intensity. It was a joy to watch a team play that hard on the defensive end with this crowd behind them.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I guess to your point with the defense and the crowd, how do you muster that in a conference tournament? Because you're not playing in your own barn. And sometimes you have to manufacture energy. Where does that come from?
Well, trust me, Boise State's fans are going to be there in that arena. And when you're on a neutral floor, look, you've just got to play hard. You got to do everything that got you there in the first place. They've been efficient scoring the basketball all year. They've been a very good defensive team. They rebound the ball. Their scattering reports are on top notch. They do all those little things, those details that make such a big difference. And I don't think you change your game. You just go and do it on a neutral court.
Commissioner Craig Thompson acknowledging the fans here, acknowledging Boise State as the conference champs. Jeremiah Dickey, the athletic director, and also Leon Rice handing it over. And we got a party here inside ExtraMile Arena. Boise State, your Mountain West Conference champs, and they have been impressive, but they're not done yet. Final score here again tonight before a capacity crowd. Boise State wins it by a final score of 73-67. For my broadcast partner, Richie Schuler, and our entire crew here in Boise, thank you so much for watching tonight on Fox, where Boise State again victorious, wins the conference tournament 73-67. I'm David Gascon saying so long and have a great night, everyone. We'll catch you again here in a few days.